The rest of the world uses kilometers. We use miles. And there's a number of different measurements that the rest of the world uses, the metric system, that we do not. Not many people know that in the 1908 Olympic Games, the marathon was lengthened. My name is Paul Pasolka, IB Masters Learning Center and IBMasters.com. And today we're going to look at Test 5, Section 4, Number 9, which talks exactly about that. Number 9 reads, in the 1908 Olympic Games, the Olympic marathon was lengthened from 40 kilometers to approximately 42 kilometers. Of the following, which is the closest increase in distance of the Olympic marathon in miles? And what we get is a conversion. A mile is approximately 1.6 kilometers. Well, whenever you have a conversion and you've got some other unit, think about setting up a proportion. More specifically, when you have three things, you have numbers for three things. Really, we have the difference in kilometers here, so that's in kilometers, and that would be 2 kilometers. And we've got 1.6 kilometers. And the other unit matches the unit being asked about. We've got a mile, and the question is, what's the increase in distance in miles? Then you know you could set up a proportion. So, how would we set up this proportion? There's actually a number of different ways. But first thing you'd have to recognize is that it's talking about the increase in distance. So from 40 to 42 kilometers, that would be a 2 kilometer increase. So I'm going to put 2 over here with a little k, and that's going to be, we don't know how many miles that's equivalent to. Keep in mind that k and that m are just for placeholders. They're not actually variables. And then we're going to have our conversion. Now 1 mile is going to go on the bottom, 1.6 kilometers is going to go on top. How do you know when you set up a proportion correctly? There's actually 4 correct ways. But one is, these two have a relationship from top to bottom. 2 kilometers is how many miles, those have a relationship. And on the right side, top to bottom has a relationship. 1.6 kilometers is equal to 1 mile. The tops have a relationship because they're both kilometers. The bottoms have a relationship because they're both miles. I could flip these and have x miles over 2 kilometers equals 1 mile over 1.6 kilometers, and it'd be set up correctly. And I could also say 1 mile equals 1.6 kilometers, and then how many miles equals 2 kilometers, or flip it. So there's 4 correct ways to set up a proportion. If you don't follow all of that, don't worry. You just have to make sure, like we said, we have a relationship here. If I cross multiply and set equal, what I get is 1.6x equals 2. And then if I divide by 1.6, divide by 1.6, this cancels, and I'll take my high-tech handy-dandy computer calculator out, and we've got 2 divided by 1.6, and we get 1.25, which is 2 kilometers in terms of miles. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You can share it with someone who has trouble setting up proportions or doing conversions. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. And click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Have a great day.